And there we are. The final live stream before the elections tonight. What is it gonna be now? What is it gonna be? Honestly, I don't care about the elections, I care about the chart. And that is exactly what we are here for. Predicting the moves using Elliott waves. The beauty of being able to read the chart like a book. Beautiful move to the upside from our support area. Probabilities yesterday when we analyzed the chart here were higher to take the low. Bounce in our area of interest, move up. What's next? That's what we are going to talk about in the live stream. Of course, earlier today, if you were here, we analyzed the chart already and the probabilities as well. We will continue talking about that analysis as well as jump into the 15-minute time frame here as something interesting has happened on the 15-minute time frame that I have to cover. And other than that, it will be a lot of chatting and Q&A, more relaxed because it's evening here, and generally when I go live in the evening, Central European time zone, it's more chill, more relaxed, more questions, more engagement, more Q&A. And yeah, let's see what we get overnight. So, of course, there's going to be news this week, but also tonight, very likely to have some impact on the chart. Presidential election. Thursday, some news. Friday, some news as well, as you can see. So definitely an interesting week, and for all the Central European time zone people in here. This is what I found online. No idea if it's exactly correct, but at least it gives an indication of probably what to expect overnight. Now, I will not be awake. I'll be sleeping, and then tomorrow morning we'll see what price has done by the time I wake up. I have absolutely no interest to sit in front of my PC instead of sleeping. Sleep is very valuable, and I recommend everyone to, if it's night, to go to bed instead of staying awake. Now, with regards to existing or new positions, just make sure that you trade very safe, especially if you live in a time zone where it's going to be night during the election process. Because of the volatility on the chart, you don't want to catch yourself out. Have a plan, have a strat, have a stop loss, have a TP, have whatever. But don't try to be a hero, because very likely you're not going to be a hero. Of course, I already mentioned sleep is important. In general, as everyone probably knows, sleep is incredibly important. But also, if you are very tired and you're going to try to stay up very late, it increases the chance of making wrong decisions and impulsive decisions, which eventually can cost you your portfolio. So again, make sure you trade very safe with the potential volatility coming up tonight, as well as tomorrow and the rest of the week, basically, till the weekend hits. As usually when the weekend hits, we get a ranging structure. So we got to wait and see where we are when that happens. TP, welcome. Good to have you here. Just replied to you on Discord as well. Newest Diamond member, welcome, man. On your other account, T. Clepson, of course. That's where you have the green name now. Welcome, man. Maybe a Band-Aid, what's up from America? Good to have you here. What's up? Welcome. Sibel, Mr. Friends, Eva. Welcome, guys. Mark, again. Good to have you here, man. Hopefully the stream of Alex was nice. Cheers, Mr. Friends. Asan, Colin, Burke here. Welcome. Why has the genius only 40k subs when he will be 100k? I'm already very impressed by all of you supporting this channel in the first 1 year and 9 months. So yeah, subs are just a number. What's more important for me is putting out quality and engaging with all of you, trying to teach a thing or two as much as I can. And hopefully people find that useful. But probably if it wasn't useful, we wouldn't be here in almost 2 years. 100K, I don't know, maybe one day. But generally, I don't really focus on the numbers too much. I prefer to focus on the quality instead. BBL, my last leg of parlay is on X. To be president, can I win the parlay? Who knows? I don't actually speak about politics on the stream. I only speak about news and presidential election tonight. And that's as far as I go. Can increase the volatility. Thomas, welcome. David, what's up? Kune Satoshi Nakamoto. Exactly. Yeah. Don't like throw it out there. Okay. Like we actually wanted to keep this a secret, but now it's a koenztrading channel secret, I suppose. B Team Crypto. How you doing, AJ? TP with the meme. TK. Yeah, probably. Moeb, how is your French speaking? It is improving little by little. I gotta say, I notice it when I'm out and about. It comes easier to me, but I have a long way to go still. But it's improving. I realize my French is slowly but surely improving. Noman Khan, welcome. Supul Muda, welcome guys. Mariano, greetings from Argentina. Good to have you here. Welcome. There's always another guy on my channel that's from Argentina that's always super excited when he enters the live stream. So there's more people here from Argentina. To have it on both of my... No, only on one because it goes through the YouTube system, TP. So it goes through your YouTube account, through Google. So yeah, we can't. Adolol, welcome. So we have a running flat in wave B or Y. I'm not sure if under in what scenario, B of Y. I'm not sure, Thunder, in what time frame, what scenario you're talking about there. Ahmed, yeah, so I'll get to the analysis. Pleasure, Hudson. Welcome, Ahmed, as well. Newman. Thunderin, make sure to let me know what exactly you're talking about. Now, let's start with the analysis, short summary of the previous analysis, but also I want to jump into the 50-minute time frame. So let me shortly summarize, and if you want to know the details, you can of course check out the previous live stream or ask me questions during this live, because we will have a lot of time for questions. I'll be online till 8 p.m., which in other words is in 46 minutes. So I'll be live for 46 minutes. Now, with regards to the summary, weekly time frame, higher probability remains bullish. This is your conservative bullish scenario, looking for a 5, 80K, 130K. We will be able to get more precise as we then get more information. And then, of course, your most bullish scenario, a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then you look for a move up in a wave 3. Main difference is that in a wave 5, you look for an ending structure to the upside, a bigger range to form, bigger rejection, and then eventually, of course, continuation down. So a lot more ranging, a lot more sideways. And in a more bullish scenario, all the moves up should be short ranges, up, short, 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 and then eventually you have your wave 3, right? So every range that you form should be very short, and you should easily move beyond 130K. Now, conservative scenario is the primary, also because it's just smarter trading. And then the more bullish scenario is the bullish alternative. A bearish scenario has lower probabilities, where you got to be looking for a flat in an ABC, where the target would be 30K primary, alternative 43.2K. Lower probabilities, and you still expect all-time high to be taken even in the bearish scenario. Now, on the daily time frame, the probabilities are higher for the bulls. We have a few scenarios on the chart that we had identified during the previous live stream as well. I did some live analysis. So first of all, you have the most bullish scenario, which is a multi 1-2. where you're going to be looking for your wave 2 here. Minimum target is reached, the 382, 68K, and then your common target 05786, 66.2 to 62K, invalidation 58.8. Hit that invalidation before taking out the high here will create a problem for all of the bullish scenarios, because your second bullish scenario here is a diagonal where we then have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is most common for a wave 4 to overlap with wave 1, so you want price to move below 65K. However, you do not want price to hit the lower trend line here, which is an invalidation for contracting diagonal, which is most common, right? A contracting diagonal is the most common diagonal. Expanding is very rare. Currently, the low of the channel is at about 60, 61K. Also here, we would be looking for price to move towards the upside still and take out this high. And then we have the second diagonal structure here, where we then have a single 1, 2 here, and then another bigger 1, 2. So then you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3-wave correction, continuation, invalidation 65.9K, and also here you look for the high to be taken. So on the weekly time frame, probabilities remain bullish. On a daily time frame, the bullish scenarios have a higher probability compared to the bearish scenarios. You're still looking for price to take out this high at some point. But do not be surprised if you do create a bigger 3-wave structure before looking for that continuation to the upside. Now, the lowest invalidation of all these scenarios for the bulls is 58.8, right? So you want to see the high taken before touching 58.8, basically, if you are bullish. Because in this scenario here, wait, let me go from the earliest invalidation to the latest. First invalidation would be 65.9, then this one goes out the window, right? Your second invalidation would be 61-ish K, and every new day the channel line moves up, so your invalidation slowly goes up, right? Channel taken from the high of your 1 to the high of your 3 to the low of your 2. So that's like currently 60, 61K, and then your lowest invalidation is 58. If price would move down, hit 58, before taking out the high, that's a problem for the bull market. But not the highest probability. Okay, and then we go to the 1 hour time frame, right? And on the 1 hour time frame, there is 2 scenarios. One bullish, one bearish scenario. In both cases, we were actually looking for price to move to the upside, to at least move into the fibs here. This is your bearish scenario. Your minimum target was going to be 69.4. So we were looking for price to move towards the upside. Of course, first for price to take out this low, as per the analysis done yesterday on Monday, probability is higher to take out the low, which we have done. We were looking for price to find support in this area, which it did, moved up, supported by bullish CVD divergences, very nice, absorption of market shorts with limit longs, and now we moved into the fibs, perfect, right? So very, very nice. Now in your bearish scenario, let me actually update this, because now that we hit the 0.5, I can remove this. So now in this particular scenario, what you are looking for is an A or 1, 2 or B, a 3 or C to the downside. Minimum target for your wave 2 or B is reached, right? Now we hit the 0.5, 382 is minimum target, 0.5 is perfectly fine and common for both a wave B as well as a wave 2. Now, preferably from a time like B or 2s, yes, they can be very short, and it's even a characteristic for a wave 2 that wave 2s tend to be short. But short, from a probability standpoint, generally still means ending after the 0.382 fib time, the vertical line on your chart, taken from the start to the end of your AO1, right? So preferably you get a bigger 3-wave corrective structure. It's not a must. Time is not a confirmation or a invalidation, but it's about probabilities, as it always is. No? So currently the 382 is the 7th of November, 6 a.m. Let me actually use this. There we go, vertical line, so that you guys can actually see it on the chart as well. Okay. Currently, we are at a bit of resistance, which is the, the point of control of this bit of price action here. You can see currently nicely respected at 70.3K. Okay. Cool. Now your bullish scenario is a 3-wave corrective structure to the downside. We'll get to the probabilities in a second, and also I will analyze this. Now this move to the downside as a 3-wave corrective structure has to be some sort of a WXY/WXYXZ. You cannot count this any different. You can't count this as a wave A, B, C, with wave A being a 3-wave structure, because then you're looking for a flat, which means your B needs to move at least to the 0.9 fib taken from the high to the low, which didn't happen, right? So therefore, if you count a 3-wave move down, you're always going to have a wave W. Can you count this as an impulse? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5? I mean, very low probabilities. And the reason is that price retraced to the 0.618 here, right? And if you are counting this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the 0.618 is an invalidation for 4. It is so incredibly rare for a wave 4 to move to the 618. You can as well use it as an invalidation. It is incredible. I've never seen it. And even Mr. Kennedy in his 20 years of Elliott waves has never seen it. So just using it as an invalidation. So that increases probabilities. You look for a 3-waver, right? Which is the reason why your bearish scenario is a diagonal instead of an impulse. Your bullish scenario, therefore, becomes a 3-wave corrective structure, or the WXYXZ, which officially is a 5-waver. Now, it is definitely not a great structure to the downside. You can see I have 3 counts. Yellow, WXYXZ, very rare, never preferred. It's the last option, basically. Then you have the blue count, WX, and then a Y with inside X a flat A, B, C, running flat with an ending diagonal in your C. Now, first of all, a running flat is the most rare flat structure. Let me do it correctly. A, B, C, expanding flat, most common. Regular flat, A, B, C, second most, well, actually, like most common, uncommon, and then you have your running flat, which is very rare, where wave C is not moving above your wave A pivot. And an expanding diagonal in C is also very rare. So you're stacking low probabilities on top of one another, which equals more lower. And then we have the red count, 3-wave W, 3-wave X, and then this is your Y. So that is a double zigzag. That would be the most likely out of the bunch, I suppose, for me, even though it's not a great count as well. Because if you have the blue count being the red one, W, X, and then Y, then you need a zigzag in Y, which means this has to be a 5-waver, this has to be a 5-waver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is the low of 1, overlap with 4, not allowed. If this is the low of 1 and this is a wave B over wave 2, for then A, B, C, you have a running flat here. That's very rare. And if this is B in a wave 2, then your wave 2 overlaps with wave 4. It's not a rule that invalidates an impulse, but it is a strong guideline that you do not want to see wave 2 price action overlap with wave 4. So it lowers probabilities, and also this has to be a 5-wave structure, but this counts better as an A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C, instead of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is my other 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We never got it. So not really a great option for the corrective move. So that's why I definitely keep an eye on this scenario, right? The bearish scenario where we do take out this low one more time. What would change my mind? My mind would change if we continue pushing on high volume, right? I want to see at least a 786 hit. Now, I am not in any shorts, just being transparent here. I'm in a long. I'm also not interested in short positions. Before I get interested, I need to see signs of weakness, which at the moment I don't have. Price is moving up. We had bullish CVD divergences. We are at a bit of resistance, but that's not enough for me to be like confident in a continuation to the downside, right? So I'm interested in this scenario. I continue to observe. Well, we'll do it together now, of course, during the live stream. And whenever something happens, usually it takes a few hours after a high is made before I enter positions. I'm looking. My position is long, not short. So even though, of course, this scenario from a Elliott wave probability, right? This scenario respects the rules and guidelines better, and the probabilities are geared towards more something like this compared to a three-wave corrective structure. But yeah, at the moment we just move up. That brings me to the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, what is very interesting, and I already told Silver earlier, is that price here retraced to the 618. Now, why is this important on the 15-minute time frame? Your bullish scenario previously was going to be a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Highest amount of volume is most common in a wave 3. And then you look for 4, 5, 4, 5. Your problem is that the 618 is an invalidation for a wave 4. So therefore, we cannot count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Doesn't make sense because we touched the 618, which means that now that price touched the 618, your bullish scenario is going to be a multi 1-2, right? So in this case, what you're then looking for is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe you're not finished. One bigger 1, 2 doesn't really matter. Your invalidation is going to be these lows here. Probabilities start to lower if you go below this one. Of course, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, also possible, right? I mean, just stacking 1, 2s. And it is no problem for a wave 1 in a multi 1, 2, so, you know, the second or the third wave 1, to increase in volume as you are moving towards the wave 3, right? The probabilities, however, for anything bullish happening here start to decrease if price takes out, however, this low, because you now want this low or this structure, you now want this to be another wave 2, because in a bullish scenario you're looking for 1, 2s, meaning your latest 1 and your latest 2 are here, right? So your official invalidation would be changing structure and taking out this. That would be bearish. So if price would move below 68.6, the probabilities go down for this to be any sort of a bullish structure, because counting this as an impulse would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now that means that your 5 would end on by far the highest amount of volume, which is very uncommon for a wave 5 to do this. Doesn't really make sense to count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This type of price action suits a wave 3 a lot more than a wave 5. Now counting this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, invalidated as explained, diagonals are not relevant here, which leaves you with the multi 1, 2. Going below this low wouldn't be great for the bulls. Your bearish scenario is going to be a W, X, and then a Y, where the 618 touch is a wave B. Now let me put this on the chart nicer, right? So give me a second here. So you have your ABC, you have another ABC, oh, wrong one. And you have another ABC here. And this is then pop, 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 ta-da. Now, of course, your C can be in, cannot be in. It doesn't matter if your C maybe wants to be a diagonal or whatever. Don't really need the detail. You just need the idea so that you are prepared. Where in this case, we then have A, B, and then a wave C, right? Correction in X. And then you have another A, B, C, or A, B, C, whatever, right? But that is your bearish scenario, where you're now looking for a double zigzag to the upside. So your most important level actually on the chart really is taking out 68.6 for bears. That's what they want to see. Moving below this low already starts to be slightly problematic, but it's not an invalidation for the bulls. But the bulls are currently looking for your primary would be some sort of a multi 1-2 because a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending 5 on such a high volume, so steep as well. Not too awesome. So yeah, that is currently what's going on. So let me summarize: weekly time frame bullish, daily time frame bullish, 1 hour time frame bearish till proven otherwise. And then on the 15-minute time frame, your probabilities are at the moment hovering because we're ranging. It's touching the 618. So from a probabilities perspective, your primary is always going to be an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Impulse, higher volume in your wave 3 is preferred. So the moment you get the highest volume here, you preferably see an impulse. The moment you touch the 618, an impulse goes out the window, which automatically decreases probabilities for your bullish scenarios. Because, of course, one of the bullish scenarios, being an impulse, is invalidated, leaving you with a multi 1-2 and a diagonal not relevant, leaving the multi 1-2. And then you have the WXY, where this low is a B, or potentially this is a B, and you still get a C up, right? So you have A running flat in B and then a C, perfectly fine. But then you want to see a reversal. So at the moment, on the 15, I'm actually neutral. I'm just observing, checking, waiting. What's price doing? CVD. We have a bit of bullish CVDs locally at the moment, hovering against resistance. Personally, by the way, FYI for the CVD users, I'm not really. I'm more keen in seeing new CVD divergences appear on the right side of the new high here, because we are at resistance, right? We have already moved up with bullish CVDs consistently, right? So I'm a lot more interested in seeing brand new CVDs appear here, right, in the range to form, compared to using pivots on the left of the high. But it's at least good to know about, no? Yeah, so that is it. And probabilities on the weekly time frame would only change if you hit the invalidation of 4, which is like 38k or something. Very low. And of course, taking 49k would not be very positive. On the daily time frame, all your bullish scenarios are invalidated at 58, as explained. On the 1 hour time frame, probabilities for the bulls increase if we, of course, continue pushing on higher volume to the upside. Right? That's what we want to see, with the bearish alternative this becoming a double zigzag WXY. And then that's that pretty much. And then, of course, I mentioned I am in a long position from lower. I mean, the plan was laid out yesterday, looking for price to take the low, look for signs of strength when price hits support, bullish CVDs as price moves up. Perfect, but at the moment, I'm not yet interested in shorts, even though 1 hour probabilities would be better for the diagonal, the bearish scenario, compared to the bullish scenario. I would need to see some more local signs of weakness. So probably it's going to be a very patient evening. And I also, honestly, I don't even want to enter a new position before the elections tonight. So I have my stuff managed. I don't care about it anymore. Whatever happens with the existing position, I don't want to be involved before tonight with everything that's potentially gonna happen. So better to stay safe and just wait for price to settle again after whatever is gonna happen tonight, very likely. So yeah, that's that. So at the moment, yeah, price moves up, bullish CVDs. Diagonal scenario to keep in mind. If price continues pumping on high volume, the probabilities will slowly degrade for this scenario. I'm not yet interested in looking for a finish B2 and a C3 down. Would need some more signs of weakness. So that's also how trading can change from scenarios, even though the 1 hour bear scenario from an Elliott wave rule and guideline probability looks better. I'm not interested in trading it until I see some invalidations hit on the 15, or I need weakness. I can't just go against an uptrend and be like, oh yeah, boop. Yeah, so show me. So yeah, that's basically it. Time for chilling and chatting. I don't actually know really when we started. I think we started at like 12 minutes or something. So. Oh yeah, good to be aware of, by the way. We also have CVD if you zoom out. Let's see if I can find it, yeah. So we do have CVD here. Bullish CVDs, right? Higher low in price, lower low on blue. But it is a second CVD with this pivot. So the first CVD was here. Higher low, lower low on blue. That one played out. Price moved up. Price comes down again and once more creates a bullish CVD with the same pivot here. Higher low and again lower low, right? Which is less interesting because it is a second CVD, right? It's with the same pivot. So that is why also here, as price moved to the downside, right here, so it's a lot more interesting to look for more local bullish CVDs, which is what we got after hitting support, right? You want to use CVD in confluence with other tools, and especially market structure is nice. And then after hitting support, bullish CVDs, that's nice. That's exactly what we like to see. And I'm aware of the 4-hour CVD, and the target of the 4-hour CVD would be the high at 73.6K. So also from a management point of view, I keep that in mind because you could get that continuation up, especially if volume continues to increase as price moves up, and then potentially even look for highs, but we'll see. 1914 CET. Thanks, Mark. That is... Did we start the analysis at 1914? That is... Oops, sorry, I touched the mic. That is... 24 minutes ago. Wow. 24 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. So that 24, that's 14 minutes into the live stream because we started at 7. Okay. So let me remove this, unpin, and then what's up, Tof? Okay. Koens for president. Yeah, I'll make sure to register myself next time. I heard that you can vote as well by just walking into the country. No need for ID. Like, what the fuck? That was funny to me when I read it. In the Netherlands, and you know, it's very strict. And there, people from Canada just walk in and be like, "Oh yeah, let's vote." You know, whatever. There's no ID check anyway. Okay. Chatting. Where were we? San Francisco. Julian, welcome, and thanks for popping in from the other side of the world. Pleasure, Hudson. Trans Pro, it's your T Clepson account, because the moment you became a member, it was with that account. So only the T Clepson account is now registered there. I'm a member in his community. I think that he is missing a lot in Elliott, but you are more professional. Thank you. I don't know who you talk about, but of course it's not relevant in the end. I'm just happy that you enjoy being part of the community here, and I'm happy to hear that you think I'm more professional. So cheers, Mohib. Thanks for being here again. I'm not sure. I don't think you missed any of the streams I've done lately. Like, you're always here. Great to see. Thanks for the support. Bitcoin Temple, welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Newest, one of the newer members as well. Good to have you here, man. Welcome. Look at Palantir. I don't know what that is. Welcome, the Fox. Kashif. Boom a boom. This evening on Bybit looking usually sitting with a lot of hopium in my long to 71.6k high. Let's go, Madavada. Yeah, let's see what happens. Like, just make sure you manage it well. Because of the news-related activities this week. Like, you could even be like, you know what? Yeah, this is a crazy week. I might just take a week off. And just be like, whatever. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'll just wait for price to settle again. And when the next range forms, yeah, I'll get back. You know, it's also an idea. You know? Just taking a break. So I know of some people that do that. You know, like, oh, presidential election or very, very news heavy week, like a week, then they just be like, oh, I'm not gonna be involved with this shit. You know, just take a week off, come back when the markets are more settled again. Alexandra, welcome. Andrew, what's up? 68,750, where price stayed in what looks like a triangle for a few hours, is actually resting on an upper trend line of the whole way forward, potentially giving it a big kiss goodbye. That is true. That is true. There is that potential. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, we bullish CVDs here. Price still in an uptrend locally. Let me put the resistance on the chart. So this is the point of control of this bit here. Above this though, like, yeah, I mean, you have the value area high, of course, but what's that? 71.3k. But I wouldn't necessarily regard this as like interesting resistance. For me, like the resistance up here, my box 72.2, 72.7 becomes more interesting, which is then the pretty much final resistance before moving up to the high. So there's a bit of a gap of like nothingness here, except for then value area high. So Jesse Geluk, welkom terug. Goed dat je er weer bij bent, man. Elliott Wave Education Daily Livestream from the Oval Office. Yeah. Next time. Robot, what's up? Jungle Boy, yes, they check your ID first thing. That is, if you become an affiliate, then yes, we check the UID. If you become a member, which is a YouTube member, then it goes through the YouTube system. If you become a member through YouTube, at least through Patreon, then we just check your Patreon username and your email to check if it's the same. But on YouTube, it's automated through the YouTube system, and then people in the forum just fill in their Discord username and stuff, and also their YouTube username, and then we just double check that, so it goes through the system. So TP Trans Pro registered with the account T Clepson, so now that's the one that has the membership. His other account does not. We are that is just because YouTube. We are ready to pump the market regardless of who wins the election based on history. Yeah, I mean, the higher time frame probabilities remain bullish. So yeah. Koens, do you have a new tempo and new settings? I only have 2 bullish CVDs on the move up on the 50-minute time frame. Yeah. Might be I've been messing around with the settings earlier today because I was explaining some stuff. Probably, maybe these are the only ones you have. So if you go to the settings, right, you can like toggle inner this, you'll get a lot more. You get all the bullish CVDs that you had here on the chart, but it becomes very messy, as you can see. So you can decide what you want to include. So you now have this bigger bullish CVD divergence here, and you have the two smaller ones. If you want to remove the two smaller ones and keep it clean, you just do this. Right? Generally, I have both of these open. Right? I don't turn this off because I can't. I can't. It's too messy. So I just leave it like this. So that might be the reason. I could offer a contracting diagonal. Can we have a WXY instead of a 535? Yes. A wave B or a wave 2 can be any corrective structure, except wave 2 can't be a triangle. Now, most commonly, after a leading contracting diagonal, you get a zigzag family structure. So that's a 535, like you say ABC, but it can also be a WXY double zigzag or even a triple zigzag. But a triple is very rare. Sadly, you need to be born in the USA to run for president, I think, and be at least 35. I mean, I don't know, like lots of presidents tend to be double that age nowadays. Seriga, welcome, man. Good to have you here. To receive a woman. Wait, you need to bring an ID to receive a Walmart client card, but don't need it to vote. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, cheers, yes. And good job on your recent trade, by the way, during the previous live stream. Lunar Beaches Crypto, welcome. Welcome. What you think to the market with ETF is not hard for traders to 2021, more up and down, no 0-0. Little bit challenging to really identify the exact question here. I guess it has to do with the effect of the ETF. Now, for me, like the ETF, so the ETF is a fundamental thing, and I'm a technical trader. And the ETF for me doesn't change my analysis, doesn't change my approach, doesn't trade my anything, basically. It doesn't change anything for me. It's just a fundamental thing where more people, I suppose, right, now have access to buying Bitcoin through an ETF. And of course, the ETF is then launched by institutions and companies that are more known in the investing industry, so more trusted, instead of going to a Blowfin, Bybit, Binance, those type of exchanges that many people don't know. So it just opens the I completely started that sentence wrong. It gives more people an opportunity to invest in cryptocurrencies, and in this case, Bitcoin, if you talk about the Bitcoin ETF, right, or the Ethereum one. So, but other than the money flow coming in through those systems, it doesn't change anything for my approach, Elliott wave analysis. Yeah, as probably you've been here for a while as well, so I guess that after the ETF launched, if you would check all my videos and the probabilities, and of course those are a lot of videos, probably hundreds since the ETF has launched. But if you would follow all of the analysis, you will see that we've been incredibly accurate since the ETFs as well as before the ETF. So it doesn't really change anything. B Team Crypto, there are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. Nice meme. Ganam Al-Otibi. Hello. Just came back from China. YouTube is blocked. Are we millionaires yet? Are we millionaires yet? Identify we, no? Hopefully you are, or maybe soon will be, right? YouTube is blocked. That's annoying. For people living there. Can someone delete my comments? Because sometimes it just disappears. No, it has to do with banned words. So first of all, YouTube bans certain words. And then second, we have a YouTube banned word list, which is here in Discord. You can find it. And we have this banned word list because of scammers. So you will probably, if you watch other channels, especially money and finance related, you will see a lot of scam comments. But you will also see that on my channel, you do not. And that is because since the very beginning, I have been incredibly sharp on whatever you call it. Like I've been very involved in trying to get the least amount of scams in my comment section. So I have a complete list of banned words, and if you use one of those words, your comment will not appear. It will not ban you, but your comment will not appear in the live stream. And also, if you do write a comment that includes a word like that, then it won't be removed. But after you post it, it won't be visible because I then have to check it. I check it every day. I check the comments that are hidden, and I need to verify for it to be correct. But there's not many comments that end up there. Usually, like it scams. Lots and lots of scammers every day that get filtered because of the system that I have in the back. So. Collaboration. What do you think about idea that all waves this cycle from 2022 low were made in 3 waves, indicate that the cycle might be a big ending diagonal? This means this 5 wave would be made of 3 waves. So of course diagonals in general are already actually quite uncommon structures. It's not like your first choice. But I'm not sure how we want to, since the 2022 low, I'm personally not sure how to count a diagonal here. So if this is a 3-waver, right, and this is labeled 1, you need a wave 2. But your wave 2 has to be a zigzag structure. So it needs to be an ABC. Now, if this is a finished wave 2, then your wave 2 is unbelievably shallow. I'm on log. Is this fib on log? No, it's not. There we go. It did not even hit the 382. Your common target for 2 or minimum would be 382. Common would be 05786 for wave 2 in a diagonal. So yeah, not very high probabilities. Also, of course, if this is 1 and this is 2, you still need 3, 4, 5. And only when a wave 4 is in, preferably overlapping with 1, can we really start considering diagonals. Finally, if one counts this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is not a diagonal. It's 4 and 1 are too far from one another, while you want overlap with 1 and 4. It's not a requirement, but it happens more often than not. It is by far most common for a wave 1 and a wave 4 to overlap. So yeah, it therefore then looks better as a impulsive structure. Good question, though. I actually never really had that question. It's a good question to ask, Marco. It could be that we are seeing a wave A of a B of the whole correction right here, right? If you label this as a wave A down and then look for a B and then a C, then that would be a possibility. That's the 1 hour bearish scenario in that case. Pleasure, Tov. TP, I think it's quite a likely scenario that we're making a B wave right now that will reach the 86 before making a new low, and then we complete the C, then time to launch. Yeah, that would be it will lead to a bit of a triple top. So you have the all-time high, you then have 73.6, and then you create another lower high. Definitely got to be aware of the resistance here. So just like this one, this resistance was the final resistance I had on my chart just before all-time high. And it got respected. So keep an eye on it, at least here, 72.2, 72.7. And then based on the reaction, and the range, we'll take it from there. Yeah, but yeah, it's the 886 is still a common target for a B, right? It just depends on the move to the upside. This needs to be a corrective structure, and based on the current structure we have so far, your only bearish count would be a WXY double zigzag, where on the 15 you then have ABC correction, ABC, or of course this is a B, move up in C, whatever, make a high eventually, and then ploop, right? Bear curve, yeah. Maybe. LFG, what does that mean? Harry the Beaver. You need to know how to manipulate the system. No joke. And what do you think about WXYXZ correction on the daily since all-time high? And we are still doing the Z with an A completed. Okay, daily time frames. I mean, your Z has to be pretty much a flat, no? I mean, wait, I need to put a wave. Doing the Z with an A completed Monday, 5th of August. Your Z is way too big. And now we have a wave B with a triangle ended on recent high. There's no triangle here. WX. So if you want to count this WXYXZ and all of this is Z, wait, what's happening? WXYXZ, right, on the daily since all-time high. We are still doing the Z with an A completed on Monday 5th. So in Z, so this is your last X. This is A. B, but B cannot be a triangle. There's no triangles here, right? There's no triangles. There's only diagonals. So you would then have A, B, and then this has to be a finished diagonal, right? But a diagonal is not a triangle. Just terminology here. So you then have A, B, and then C, and C is then an ending diagonal. But that would mean that this is wave 4 in an ending diagonal. This is your wave 4. But as or a few times, but this range here does not count nicely as a zigzag family structure, and wave 4 has to be a zigzag family structure. So the probabilities would be low for this to be a finished diagonal at this high, like that. To create A, B, C for then a wave B in a bigger A, B, C flat. Now, if all of this, however, is your Z, it means that this needs to be WXYX. Now you can see that your wave Z is the same length as your WXYX together. So that lowers the probabilities already. Only looking at time, it would reduce probabilities. Yeah. For that to be it. And of course the WXYXZ is very rare. So it's better generally it's better, right, to look for other structures before moving into the WXYXZ. So instead of looking for a WXYXZ, what I would recommend you to do is look for a flat instead. A lot more common, right? A lot higher probabilities than a WXYXZ. Minimum target for a flat is reached, the 0.9, which is touched. So it's a lot more interesting to, instead of looking WXYXZ, which is very rare, more so even on higher time frames, to then look for a bigger A, B, and then a wave C, which makes, from a probability perspective, more sense. On the 4-hour chart, we're getting wave for around 64K, then up to 83 for a wave 5, then pullback. Does this seem as one of the likely 4-hour chart? It is 8 p.m., which also means that I do have to go in a second. Wood getting wave for around 64K. Up to 83. I mean, if you move to 64, there's like these two scenarios. So if you move to 64, right, and you bounce in 64, you move up, you're going to be looking way beyond 83K in this scenario, because you're going to get a big 3 and then 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, because you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You also need 3, 4, 5s. Now, if you have your diagonal here and you move to 64, even in this scenario, right? In this scenario, you then indeed, you move to the low 80s for your 5. Then you get a retracement down. And this wave 5 is either the end of your bull market and then of course you go to much lower prices, or you count this as a 1, this becomes your 2, and then you move up in 3, and then easy 100K next. So actually a diagonal arguably is a lot more bearish on a high time frame, because of the potential of it being, reaching the minimum target for the weekly wave 5 is 81K. So if your diagonal hits 81 and then retraces, your bearish scenario is the end of a bull market. Your bullish scenario is going to be the diagonal is a wave 1. Would be interesting. Would be a great story on Twitter and stuff. No? So the rule that B can be a triangle. Wave B can be a triangle in a wave X. And wave... Yes. No, wave B... Huh? So the rule that B can be a triangle in a... No, wave B can always be a triangle. So wave W... Wave W can be a zigzag or a flat. Zigzag wave B can be a triangle. Flat wave B, very, very, very low probabilities that's a triangle. In some cases, people say, or Elliott Wave International says, like, it has to be a zigzag family structure. So, a triangle in B of a flat wouldn't suggest looking for that. In a wave X, B in any case, any scenario, except, again, the flat, can be very much a triangle. And wave Y can be a triangle by itself. So, yeah. Henrik, my first try from what I learned from you. Cheers, Henrik. Nice to hear that you're learning while being here. What's up, Rudy? I'm suffering from electionitis. Rudy popping in. What's up, Rudy? Oh, it makes me think I have to reply to your DM, man. I will make sure to do that. Not sure if that's happening tonight though, but I have read it. Rudy, everyone, is an entrepreneur. He has a transport company. How interesting is that in Belgium? That's amazing. Looking to move to Thailand, I believe, was it? Actually, a very inspirational story. I really enjoy entrepreneurs. Should I enter a long on Bitcoin or wait? I think this is a great way to end the live stream. What I recommend is to have a plan or a strategy. Now, first of all, of course, my analysis has been done earlier. Check out minute 14. But I recommend to follow the following 6 steps. Because I mean this positively, right? So please, Brooke, stay here for 2 minutes, and I will let you know exactly what you should do. But it's not going to answer your question. When people ask me these questions, it immediately lets me know that you don't have a plan or a strategy. Likely emotional trader, likely losing as well, because there's no way that by asking questions like these in different YouTube chats is going to make you profitable. Period. So what you want to do is develop a plan or strategy yourself, preferably, so you know the ins and the outs, that will get you profitability. But it's not a short-term thing. It will take time for you to develop the plan or the strat. But it is going to pay you long-term. So the main question is, are you in this industry long-term? And do you want to be a trader? If yes on both, develop a plan or strat. I'll give you the 6 steps soon. If you just want to try and grab a quick buck and that sort of stuff, then better just leave the better just save your money and take it off any exchange and just invest it somewhere else or do something else with this, because you're likely going to lose. If you don't have a plan, don't have a strat, and you ask people to long or short, big problem. So this is a warning sign. So basically, step one, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView. TradingView is free. You can use all these tools for free. A lot of indicators are free. Just check whatever you like. Step two, find your favorite tools. Build statistics on the tools. Get an Excel sheet or some software and build data. And this is what most people do not want to do because it's boring. It takes time. It's not exciting. But this is what's going to get you profitability. Step three is combine some of those favorite individual tools and then collect data on the combination of the different tools. Because now you're really building a strategy. Right? So now you're combining tool A, B, and C that performed well in the individual stats. You combine them, and if this and this and this is touched, right? If the golden pocket together in confluence with the VWAP and a point of control is touched, right? If those are your three tools, you collect data. What happens, right? Now, step four is tweak and adjust. Add a tool, remove a tool, and build more data and statistics. And now see if you can increase your win rate, increase your risk-reward ratio, increase or improve other data that you may be tracking. Step five is start trading your now developed strategy with a low amount of money and work on your trading psychology. Do not forget about trading psychology. It is so important to train and read and do exercises on trading psychology. For most people, actually, they can have a basic plan, but it is the psychology that fucks them up, that makes them a losing trader. Not even the plan. But then they continuously go back to the plan and they all the time try to improve the plan, while actually the problem is psychology, because they're losing. Even though the data shows they should be profitable, they're still losing, so they go back to try and improve the data, while actually the improvement should be made here. So step five is psychology. Step six is then improving or increasing your portfolio size, and preferably slowly, so you get used to bigger losses. Getting used to bigger wins is easy. Everyone likes to earn more money. Getting used to bigger losses, because your size is bigger, that's what's going to have the impact on psychology. That's why psychology is step five and increasing portfolio is step six. So follow these 6 steps. Maybe I'm not even sure if the guy is still here, but nonetheless, then at least the people that are here learn something. Follow these 6 steps. This is exactly what I have done. So I talk from experience. And I got this question, not like I saw this a lot, and many people ask me how I got to where I am today. This is how I got to where I am today. Follow these steps. Yeah. Do that, and you have a great high probability of becoming a long-term profitable trader. The question you got to ask yourself is, do you want to be a long-term profitable trader? And do you want to put in the effort, the dedication, the energy, months, if not years, to create a plan or a strategy that is going to get you there? Or do you just want to gamble? Well, everyone for themselves, no? I will happily take the liquidity of the gamblers, no? Cheers, Ganam. I've suffered with many people who want me to think for them. Yeah. There's no shortcut to consistent profitability. It's a lot of work. And so when I started streaming and stuff, I got, first of all, of course, people like Pleasure Brooke, Pleasure. So again, it's no problem that you ask long or short. No problem at all. I happily answer, but I can't answer the question. I'm not a financial advisor. But what I can do is hopefully, in a way, try to change the mindset. And instead of asking for long or short, try to look to yourself and be like, okay, how can I make a plan or a strat? And then you follow these steps, and that's what's gonna get you there long term. So if you want to be long term in this industry trading, follow these steps, and be honest. Like if this is something you really want, it will take time, but this is what's gonna pay you. Right? This is what's gonna get you that profitability. Might take a few months, might take a year, might take 1.5 years, but it will get you somewhere. Eventually, I had to try and put my story first. Like back in the day, I was talking about my story all the time, but then eventually I thought about what are the steps that I took myself. And how can I communicate this? I do think I need a sexier name instead of 6 steps. Sounds super boring. But hey, at least it's something. And it helps me to explain what I did. So, Douwe. Cheers, Mark. Almost 100 likes, really? 24. Jeez. Exactly, AJ. Patience is a great skill to have in trading as well. I mean, I kind of communicated, so I'm in a long, right? Cool. I'm not yet interested in a short. We are hovering at resistance. We have, of course, the bearish scenario as well on the 1 hour as per the analysis. But I need more signs of weakness, resistance, and I'm not yet interested. I'm patient. I'm waiting. But also I realized that tonight is likely going to be very messy. I'm quite curious what I'm going to be waking up to because of the news with the politics, the presidential election. So I am not even interested in opening a new position because I just don't want to, don't want to be on the wrong side of potentially crazy volatility where your stop loss is not respected because you have slippage of like $1,000 and all that stuff. I don't want to be on that side. Abu Naji, welcome. Probabilities: weekly bullish, daily bullish, 1 hour bearish, 15-minute observing. And in the analysis, I explain the different scenarios and also what to look out for the 1 hour probabilities to change bullish. And also when I get more confident in the 1 hour probabilities to actually indeed turn around and be bearish. So yeah, all there. I gotta go. It's already 8:15. So yes, on the daily time frame, Abu Naji, well, either a wave 2 or a wave 4 in a diagonal. Wave 2 impulse, wave 4 diagonal. Yeah. Bearish CVD at resistance. Interesting Douwe. Douwe is a big CVD user as well. The super boring plan. Now that is a name. That's what I'm going to use. You want to be a profitable trader? Just use the super boring plan. 6 steps. See Bell coming in hot. It's what's also funny about so most of the people that are in the chat right now have been here for a very long time. So everyone kind of gets to know each other in a way, and you get people talking to one another, making jokes in the chat. It's great to see. Just saw your channeling video. Nice. Yeah, for the people that don't know, thanks Kashif for watching that video. Great to see that you've actually watched it. It's I think a great educational video. What do you think when the marks are extremely choppy? How you think of probabilities? Well, of course, you use the base channel. As long as price is not moving out of a base channel, you're going to give priority to corrective structures because you want wave 3 to move out of the base channel. And corrective structures, choppy markets, tend to range inside a channel or around the edges of a channel, but not break out like a wave 3. That's corrective channeling. So the video I made was everyone, you can find it. You can find it here. 1 second. Getting the YouTube page up. Boop. You scroll down, and here it is. How to channel. Wow! Thanks everyone for the support of the new video. 1K. That's insane. 11 days. Appreciate it, guys. But how to channel the correct way. I think very useful. 15 minutes of theory, 15 minutes of examples. Never used one before, create one to join, thanks. Marco, you can join Discord by just clicking the Discord link in the description. So if you open the description, you'll see a tag called social media, and then it has Discord, and you just click on the link. Or the Discord logo, I think at the top of the description should also work. However, if you just created a brand new account and you try to join, you might be auto-banned, and we need to unban you because we have a scam protection where accounts at least have to be older than 1 day, 24 hours. So you might be in the ban list, so we might have to unban you. It's all for protection. Yes, yeah, for sure, Dow. Yeah. Channeling is great, and of course, Samith, Ike, channeling, use channeling a lot. The shorts editing on another level. You'll see them run fast after half a year. Going to be parabolic. Thanks, Thunderin. That's all thanks to Lachlan. I will introduce him soon. We have a meeting tomorrow because he might be the new team member. He's on a trial. He wanted to have a trial because he has a freelancer business, and he has never had a client before. He started with editing in February earlier this year because he wanted to be more entrepreneurial, wanted to do stuff that he can do on his laptop, got into editing. He sent me a message, which was very good because usually I ignore any messages because they're automated, they're fake, they're whatever, they're not personal. But he was very good in his approach. So, it triggered me to reply. And no, it's not our Busney sock. This is Lachlan. So another person. And so he said, he's new as an entrepreneur, started the freelance business, and he approached me, and I would then be the first client, quote unquote. I'll add him to the team, and he wanted to have a trial week just to see what can he do, his content. Of course, he sent me a bit of a portfolio, but of stuff that he's done, not for clients, but just to show what he can do. And I really like the guy. I think he's very talented. He has a lot of growth still ahead of him. Very kind, very high motivation, and a lot more to be expected. Great guy. So and once we officially add him to the team, I'll write about it as well. But the newest short is online as well, and many more shorts to come, and also different types of content on the YouTube channel in general. At what time frame do you? For me, it would be the 4-hour and daily time frame. So how do you detect the correction? Because this part of Elliott wave hampers my mind. 3-wave versus 5 waves. So you can, this is the final question, guys. I got to move. So if something is impulsive, it needs to start with at least a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which can of course also be either a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a multi 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then boom. If none of these are counted with a high probability and you get a 3-wave structure, this was a perfect example, right? And then you move back up, invalidating all of the bullish scenarios. You look at a corrective structure and you look for price to take out the high. You need a 5-wave structure to really get a potential trend change as a minimum. Of course, the alternative is a zigzag. So how do you detect the correction? Yeah, so you need to look for 3-wave structures. And of course, once you get a 3 waiver, your bearish scenario becomes a diagonal. Your bullish scenario becomes corrective structures. So I identify corrective structures purely based on market structure and price action. I don't actually really use channels for corrective structures. I prefer to use channels for impulsive structures, to be honest. I can probably answer this in a bit more detail, but I really got to get my ass out of here. I always love talking to you. I told my wife 8 p.m. And here we are, 20 past 8. Do you have an update on Teams? I've been looking out for an update. No, not yet. Not yet. But it will come. I first need to meet with Yaniv again. Like as mentioned, the idea, when I shared the idea, was very, very early. We still need to really get into execution, but I'll keep you up to date. Why to be an ending diagonal? Latest move in the WXY. You mean locally here? If this WXY, then either C is finished or you get a potential diagonal in C. But not looking at diagonals at the moment really here locally, if you're talking about this. For your WX, and then you need A, B, right? A, B, C, either finished or you have A, B, C. But not really looking at a ending diagonal there. But we know what to look for. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I have a gap. I gotta go. You know what I'm looking for? You know how probabilities change, especially on the 15-minute time frame, right? You know exactly how probabilities change, bullish, bearish. We are currently at the point of control resistance. We covered the weekly, daily, 1-hour time frame, 15-minute time frame. Fill the gap. I'll make sure to do that later. Yes, exactly. Maybe a band-aid. Time to leave. It's late. So, we covered the weekly, the daily, the 1-hour and the 50-minute time frame. Make sure you trade safe, especially with the news and the volatility coming in likely tonight. Very curious to see where price is tomorrow morning. Everything's been covered. I'm going to put the timestamps in the live stream after I click the end stream button. So if you want to check the VOD, you at least know where I started the analysis and you can click through that as well. Thanks, Mark, for hanging out and chatting. Thanks, maybe a band-aid, for being here as well, moderating from the US, Mark from Dutchland, the Netherlands. And everyone, tomorrow will be another live stream. So tomorrow morning will be probably a normal video update, and then in the afternoon a live stream. So take care, please trade safe, I will catch you tomorrow again.